I'm working in Shanghai HD School, which is a private new school and quite short of money. And so I do some research about raising money for your school. Raising money for the newer small private school is a job for professionals. Today, we examine the three major components of a private school fundraising. Raising money for non-profit organizations such as private schools have never been tougher or more complicated. A series of major disasters, both at home and abroad, can have a negative impact on fundraising efforts. So connected has our global community become. However, the advantage private schools have is the built-in donor pool. Alumni, parents, grandparents, and friends comprise this group of past, present, and future donors. The trick is to figure out how to get them give in consistently and in line with their financial resources. The focus of this research is on the thousands of small and newer, financially not very strong private schools. Those are schools which rely heavily on their top administrators and small support staffs to handle all the development and fundraising needs. First of all, let's break our fundraising into three distinct sections and understand what it is and that you're trying to achieve with these critical but separate fundraising objectives. Annual giving, capital campaign, endowments. The brief outline of how annual giving work is: budget an amount of which you need to help balance your budget. Announce a goal of at least 20% more than what you need to allow for shrinking and unexpected events. Third, divide that up into 12 months allotments. These monthly forecasts can differ from what you originally projected according to the time of year and other factors. Fourth, publish your annual giving information on a secure page on your website. There is much more to successful annual giving, of course, than what we have outlined above, but hopefully you are beginning to see the need for hiring a professional development person to take care of this and other fundraising chores on a daily basis. The second section of fundraising is capital campaigns, which are different from annual giving in the sense that they are one-time fundraising efforts. For example, if the school needs a new dining facility, the cost of the project will probably be too much to include in your operating budget. In any case, that's not prudent financial management either. Let's assume for this example that the new dining facility is going to cost 250,000. You might plan to raise those funds over 3 years. How do you know you are ready for the capital campaign? Here are a few factors of preparing for a capital campaign. First, you need to have a big, juicy vision. A vision really excited and emotional people. Second, you need a feasibility study who is a complete stranger to the organization. But if one organization has done the fundraising many times, it doesn't have to get a feasibility study. But the organization which has never done fundraising before, they need a feasibility study. Third preparation is a prospect list from the organization. The list which is differentiated by financial ability and the levels of their interest of the organization. It starts with the best list, and we can add the list when new information come in. The last indicator to check the organization is ready for a campaign or not is, could the organization answer the two questions? First one, do you think you can raise this money? Second one, where do you think this money from? The third section of fundraising is endowment. What first question? What we need to know what is endowment. Endowment is a large principal amount of funding created from financial gifts that have been given to an organization. Then people will think if one organization won't have a large endowment, Must have a long history. How to build a large endowment without 50 to 100 years history? Now there's a bridge built up between the business and the non-profit organization and schools. The organization needed to identify the donors and the leading donors who would be willing to pledge a portion of their assets to a partnering bank for a loan made to pay for the initial premiums into a irrevocable life insurance trust. With the loan money, the trust will be paid the insurance premiums on behalf of all 25 donors. The cost to donor is nothing. As cash values within the donor policies grow, several things happen. Cash values in the insurance held by the trust began to replace the collateral pledged by the lead donor. As donor passed away, the insurance proceeds are used to pay any remaining loan at the partnering bank, and the net proceeds flow to the non-profit organization. As you can see, fundraising for a smaller, newer school is a major undertaking. It needs daily attention from skilled professionals. Fundraising is critical for every private school. Financial support from your community creates funding for financial aid awards, which in turn help the school attract capable students who could not otherwise afford to attend your school. Your consistent nurturing of your alumni base of supporters will pay off with steady giving, regardless of market conditions and business cycle.